Yo, morning. So this is day 2 on our rewire that we're doing. And it's actually a really nice, bright, sunny day, and obviously we're inside, so why wouldn't we be? Yesterday, just a recap, so if you haven't watched the previous video, I'll put it in the corner. I think it's hit this way, could be this way, but there'll be a little link above. We're going to put that up there. So where we're at, we've ran the cables for the upstairs socket circuits, okay? So we've got one circuit for the hallway and little bedroom, and then another one for the 2 bigger bedrooms. So we're now going to get on to all the lighting. So we've chucked a lighting cable up into the loft for a loop feed. We've also got our runs back to the board now, we know where they are. So that's all good. So we're now going to get on with mounting all our lighting, back boxes, switches, and trunking, all that jazz. So there is a reason behind it. We're doing everything on the surface because of health reasons. We can't have too much dust kicking about and all that. So that's why the main reason that we're doing it, and also the disruption, because the homeowners are in their 80s. Now, if you haven't seen the previous video, just to let you know, make sure you turn on your subscription and your notifications to let us know, because you want to follow this, because at the end of this video I'm going to be doing something for the customers that I've never done before for anyone. I've wanted to do it, and it's about using social media for the power of good. That is what it's all about. So on that note is a massive thank you to BG. So without them this wouldn't be possible, okay? So a huge thank you to those. So like I say, if you're new to the channel, you've just come across it, make sure you subscribe, give us a like if you do enjoy it, that'll be brilliant. And yeah, better get stuck into the video. So we're going to get ourselves set up, and then we'll jump back in when we're all ready. Customer points as well, just to go back on those. Second we walked in, the kettle's already on, so brilliant. So we picked up Thor's hammer today, did we, Kian? Yeah. Here she is. This is genuinely, look, Thor's hammer, and it's tiny. But the reason why we bought that, oh look, he's going for it. Look at him using Thor's hammer. The reason why we've bought that is for all the trunking, so you can hit all that on and it doesn't leave a mark. It's a bit jazzy, isn't it? So Kian's going to get on with that one. I'm going to get on with this one in this room. So as it stands at the minute, all the power is on still at the house. We're going to try and keep that on for as long as possible, because we want to make sure that there's as minimal disruption as possible. That's the idea. So just as a quick one, so if you look above my head, there is the ceiling tiles. So these ceiling tiles are a massive fire risk. They do need to come down. They've come down in the other room, but this is yet to be done. So when we do the pendants, which is obviously there, we're going to take that tile down where it is, so then it's not going to be disrupting anything else. So yeah, so we're going to get cracking with these, get all these back boxes on, these mattresses, sorry, on, then all the trunking and all the rest of it, and yeah, be busy. So I'm going to try and keep the carpets down for as long as possible for today, and then I'm going to show you in the loft in a second. It's a bit like caught me out because I wasn't quite sure what the crack was up there, but it's a bit like a semi-boarded storage area, I suppose the best way to go about it. But because it's boarded, I'll tell you what, I'll just show you. Okay, so we're going to go into the darkness. So here we go. So what we've got is a partially boarded, like say, room, how should we say? So what we're doing, okay, so boards are all down. So what we're going to do, we've spoke to the client, they're like, no, you can drill through all those, don't lift them all up, which is brilliant. So what we're tending to do is, so obviously at the minute they're just loosely in place. So we're going to get all the wires in, and then we're going to, so it runs up there, and then there's another socket down there, and then we'll staple everything, but there might be multiple cables going on the same run, if that makes any sense. So then we'll staple them all together in one go. There is storage area like in here, so that side and this side, and I have got access, it's just down there, so it's quite decent access. and then we're back to what you'd know as a traditional roof as such. So we've got our loop feed to the light, which is over for the little bedroom. So we've got that there. So while Kian's putting all the back boxes on, I'm going to get on with putting the loop feeds in to the rooms then. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go and get the stapler and get set up. Right, I just want to show you this light. That one there doesn't seem like much, but it is like as bright as the sun. I must admit, it is wicked for doing stuff like this, because it just makes everything so much more comfortable. It's not freaky and creepy up here. It's all good. So I'm going to drag that into this other room, but basically I'm going to show you the access. The access is like this. So we've got plenty to be getting on with. And then, I mean, the picture's amazing. Pictures speak 1,000 words. So if you bear with me 2 seconds. There you go, that's better, isn't it? So we've got our loops brought up here, and then it goes across down to that light. So we're going to go from that one. So from that one over to, it's around here somewhere. So the bedroom one is this one. And then we're going to go back that way, under there, clip along that one, down here, through across there, across the floor, and then that will then pick up like the hallway and all that lot. So yeah, so it's a bit of a challenge, but we're going to get you set up so we can see what we're doing and get grafting. Right, so we're coming to obviously wiring up now. So what we're going to do, like I say, clipping everything to the surface. We're using the DeWalt stapler on here. So what you'll get is on one of the cable widths, you'll get three 1mm through, basically, on there. You can stack more on top of each other and then fire through, but obviously you run the risk of then pinching the other wire and obviously catching it and going through the insulation, all that sort of stuff. So 3's about your limit. There might be some other lads out there who go, yeah, you can get 5 in there, but on your head be it. So what we're doing is trying to feed all those through and neaten everything up. So where the cables are here, where we've got the ladder for the loft going up, so that runs along. So just down here, we've got another light switch that's going obviously for the landing. Just here, we've got the light switch for that bedroom. So this side going through, as you've seen, isn't too bad, in fairness. This side, not so fun, in fairness. So horrible. I'm going to be honest, it's horrible. So we've got the light for the landing just here, so hence the reason why I've got my loop feeds here, and I'm just putting in this switch now. But I just thought I'd show you, obviously putting this extra cable in. So I wouldn't advise you pulling those cables through quick, because what it will do, although the staples have like got a plastic insulator on them, it will rip through that pretty quick, in fairness. So if you take your time, I know that's not what everyone wants to hear, but I mean, what have I got there? 1, 2, 3, 4 staples, and I'd say that's your absolute limit if you're adding another cable in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it into this one. In there, keep it tight, and then I'll drag that through there. Like that. So literally the light switch is here, so we've got to drill up. But what I would always suggest as well is doing a little Buenos Noches on there, just as an indicator for that's your switch cable. And so you don't have to, you can bell it all out if you want to. If you want to waste loads of time, you could also make a little label up if you want. Again, waste more time. But that's basically how we're doing it. Running it all around, stapled it through that way. Yes, I've got other cables, like for here, I've got a 3-core and earth to come up, that's going to go up here, down this way, through there, down, and back down into the bottom of the stairs. Again, we're trying to minimise damage, so we are having to change light switch positions slightly. Nothing too drastic, but slight position changes. But yeah, thought I'd just show you that. That's better. Right, so it's gone really hot in the loft, so hence the drink. So if you can see from here, so we've got the original light switch here, which is all still in use, you know, so there you go, still in use. But we're dropping it on to here, so we're going to use the trunking once, move that across. It's down to the regulation height, is 1200 to the top if you're following the building regs of part M, then that's basically what it is. So it's 1200 to the top and 450 to the bottom of the socket for obviously disability access, which is one of the reasons why we're doing it. So what we're doing, we're upstairs, we're all ready to go. I'm just going to go up and I'll take you up and show you where we're at. So we're all ready for basically to, when we switch the power off for here, we can then drop all the cables through. So it's probably easier when I show you in a second where we're at. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to get a second fix done on all these light switches and all the rest of it, and it's going to minimise the downtime on all of the actual cables and things like that, the lighting, sorry, and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to do that for in here and the sockets in the bedrooms and the boiler room. So let's go upstairs and I'm going to show you what I mean and where we're at right now with that. Okay, so we're in the loft, so we're all ready to go. Let's just show you just there. So there, that spool of cable there, directly underneath that, there is the hallway light, so they're all ready to go. So I've got the loop feed in and out and my switch line. Then we've got all our cables run, all stapled up, all back into, let's go through into like the stud work, and then that filters through into the other side, and then they're stapled all the way along. Now this side is a lot tighter. I'll see if you can see anything in there, hold on. So this side is obviously a lot tighter. So this is what we're at originally. So what I've got is my light down that way. I'm yet to do too much clipping at the minute, because over this bit where we're at now, so this bit is actually the bathroom, and there's a couple of downlights and stuff in there. So hence the reason why my cables are these ones here. They're loose. So what they're going to do is we're going to put them into an enclosure, get them in there, and then we're going to go out to the switch, because there's a pull cord that's going back on for the light switch. So I always go to an enclosure first, and then so it's not all messy inside there. So yeah, so Kian, as you can hear him, he's down there. He is hoovering up and cleaning up, because we, like I say, got to keep the dust down. So we're trying to keep that to a bare minimum. So we're cleaning up as we're going and being good little boys, aren't we? So yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. It is hot up here, but I'm glad this bit's done. So it's another major part done, nice and neat, and it's all happy. Oh, the other thing, so you know I said here you're gonna have to use some mechanical protection over the cables that run through here. Well, actually, it's gonna be okay, because because I've been up here, if you follow us on Instagram, you'll find out. So while I was up here, when that ladder is back, all the way down to like where it should be in the folded position, because Keen shut the door, the ladder's absolutely miles away. For that to hit the cables, the ladder will have to be someone up here and jumping on it and crushing it and all the rest of it. So we'll be okay with that. So we're at least, I don't know, 10 inches away, something like that. So yeah, that ain't going nowhere. So right, I'll get down and start second fixing. Okay, so we're going to be fitting these the sockets now. So like I say, we're going to get on with all of the second fix. So we're going to get on with the second fix now, for all the upstairs where we can do, excluding the actual light fittings, okay? Because obviously that's going to be the last thing to do. When we cut all the power off, we can just quickly whip through. So we're going to go around then, and it allows us then to clean everything up and tidy everything away, and it's all ready to go. So one of the things that I think is a bit of a top tip coming up, is if you put a little bit of tape on, because they're radial circuits, on your last one, you only need to go to that last one for your testing, because that's your furthest point away, and if you get continuity there, we're all good, they're all connected all the way through, and we don't have to keep faffing around going through everything else. So it is faster. So but it's amazing how quick when you can forget where the last one is once all the fronts are on, all the rest of it. So like I say, this whole series is sponsored by BG, okay? So we're going to be fitting the BG Nexus range. So if you, to be honest, most people know that obviously if you're going to be fitting chrome and all the rest of it, the BG do a Nexus range, which is wicked, and I've been using that for years anyway, and I think most of the Sparkies do. So if you haven't yet used them, make sure you do. But this is essentially exactly the same range, but obviously in white, because I imagine if I put a brush chrome on this white mattress, I will get absolutely slaughtered on all of the socials, you know, and rightly so. So yeah, so we're going to get all this wired up. So like I say, if you don't know, they're a lot smarter. So hopefully you can see that there's a beveled edge on there. So rather than your naffy square edge, very, very rough looking sockets, they're very smart, and yeah, comes with all the caps and all the rest of it. Some people fit them, some people don't. We're going to be fitting them today on everything on this the light switches and all the rest of it, but it's all going to be covered in and keep it as discreet as possible for surface mounted stuff. So let's get it wired in. Okay, so socket on, that's one down, just got to rattle through the rest of them, and then we can tidy all this up all in one go. Okay, so I come to the end of the day, basically. We just needed to push on. It's one of those things, we just needed to push on and get cracking. So this room's pretty much done. So we've got, look at that lot. So I asked the client earlier on why we've got all these, and because there used to be wall lights and they just put on an additional switch. So now we've got 4. So we've got that on, so light switch is in, sockets is in. So you might be wondering what we're going to do with the sockets that are there is such. Well, they are all going to, once we've killed the power off, we're going to put all blank plates on all those, and then obviously later on if they want to get decorating in, all that sort of stuff sorted. So the other thing, the client's asked if we can move the light that is there more into the center, which is fine, so we can do that. So then this room will be completely first and second fixed and all ready to go. So yeah, so we've got everything upstairs all sorted. So we've got in here, there we go. So what I said earlier on, so that's our last point. So I've put a bit of tape on there. So I need to, when I'm doing my testing, I need to just go literally just to that one and we're all ready to go. So that is going to be then for the boiler feed, to keep that all sorted, and then that one is just literally for fridge freezer. So that's us done. So I'll catch up with you in a second. Right, that is us. We are done. Oh, jumping in the van. So me and Kean are done. I think today's been fairly successful, to be honest. We've got all the sockets, all the accessories on anyway upstairs. We just got to move that light switch, that light fitting in the upstairs. But yeah, so pretty good going in fairness. And we just had a little chat to the clients. They seem happy enough, don't they, mate? They do. They do make lots of tea and drink, so that is an absolute result. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks again, like I say, to BG for sponsoring this. And if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, because like I say, you're not going to want to miss what happens at the end. Right, have a good one. See you later.